I'm Becca Barnett, the urban minstrel, and I just finished recording my second album, Rise. When I was young, it was really difficult for me to connect with my emotions. But I found that when I would listen to certain songs, the tears would just come. And I didn't know what I was feeling or why I was feeling it, but it was such an important release. It was like a miracle. So music has always been about connecting with emotions for me. I always wanted to write songs, because I grew up listening. Let me start that over.
5, 4, 3.
I always wanted to write songs because I grew up listening to these great songwriters like James Taylor and Joni Mitchell and Carole King and Billy Joel, and I loved what they did so much. I wanted to be like them, but I felt like I didn't have anything important to say. I took piano lessons when I was young, but of course I hated them, and so I quit. And then my senior year of high school, I decided that I really wanted to learn so that I could accompany myself singing, because I really love to sing. And I studied with a teacher for a year and learned a lot. And I learned some cover songs, and I used to play them backstage. I was a total drama geek in high school, and I really enjoyed that. And thank God I ended up at Mills College in Oakland, surrounded by these wonderful, powerful, beautiful women. And a couple of these women I ended up becoming friends with, and they were also talented songwriters. So we would spend a lot of time in the practice rooms, and I would sing harmonies with their songs. And one day I just realized that they were just writing songs about their experiences and what they were thinking about, and if they could do that, then maybe I could too. So I have them to thank for my first fledgling songwriter attempts. But once I started writing music, I was completely hooked. Writing songs has allowed me to tap into my emotions in a way that it's difficult to do in day-to-day life. It seems like our culture is set up in a way where everything's so busy and rushed. There's just not time to get into emotions. But in the space of a song, you suddenly have permission to feel whatever you're feeling and express it fully. So, and that's what I feel like is really the power and magic of music, is that there's this space. Sorry.
It's all right. Cut. So you let me know
Okay.
when you're ready. And 5, 4, 3.
The title Rise came out of the lyrics of one of the songs on the album, but I felt like it really captured something about my life recently and what I've been going through. And really what Rise means to me is that it's about taking these things in our life that are often so broken and devastating and transforming them into something that is beautiful and transcendent and weightless. And it's that kind of alchemy that's just so fascinating to me. It's a fascinating part of just being human, and kind of different anyway. So for a long time I felt bad that I wrote so many sad songs, but one of the things that I love about music is that you can capture that sadness and turn it into something that's really beautiful, because it's so real and honest, and that's so rare. Even though emotions are, we grow and learn, and there are indicators that there's something deeper going on that we need to address. So I don't mind anymore when people tell me that my songs are sad, or that a song I wrote made them cry. I feel like that's a huge compliment and a huge honor. And ultimately, I think that the world needs sad songs as much as it needs happy songs, possibly even more. Um, so while I always strive to write happy songs because those are wonderful as well, I don't really mind anymore when people tell me that my songs are sad. But what I love about this batch of songs is that while a lot of them start in a sad place, they end up in a triumphant place. And Fame and Fortune is a really good example of that. Fame and Fortune is a song that I wrote about my experience auditioning for America's Got Talent, which I kind of still can't believe I actually did, but my 93-year-old grandmother would not leave me alone about it, so I just had to do it. And ultimately, it was a very disappointing experience because you're spending 7 hours waiting around to play for 90 seconds in front of a group of producers that really could care less because they've been seeing thousands of people in that course of that time. So, and that's your big shot at fame, and then it's just over, just like that. Um, but I really love the way the song turned out on the album because it's got this drum loop behind it, and it really has this mechanical, metallic kind of feel to it. And it calls to mind this kind of reality TV fame machine that is just so careless for actual people's hopes and dreams. And but while the song starts out in a disappointed place, it ends with this triumphant message that you can't take anything from me. I'm going to be doing what I was doing before and what I'll continue to do after. So you can have your fame and fortune. I'm going to do my own thing. I don't know. Was that okay?
Excellent.
Yeah. Okay, so there's only this next section about working with Julie and everybody.
Yes, good section. That was one of the sections I liked.
Yeah. Should I tell like how I got hooked up with Julie Wolf or like
Absolutely.
yeah?
Yeah. That's is because she's and 4.
For the past couple years I've been working with a songwriting teacher and she's kind of become like a mentor to me. Her name's Rachel Efron, and she's just helped me a ton with the songs that are on this album. A lot of them, she really helped me grow from good ideas into really fully fleshed out great songs. And so she told me that she could hook me up with her friend who was a producer, and that her name was Julie. And I didn't know at the time that she was talking about Julie Wolf. And when I found that out, I was pretty much amazed and a little intimidated because Julie Wolf I knew from her work with Ani DeFranco, who's one of my idols and just such an inspiration. And so the fact that I was going to be meeting with her was really exciting and unbelievable. And I remember I was so nervous that first time I met her, but she's so warm and comfortable. She just made me feel so comfortable right away, and she was so enthusiastic about meeting me and getting to know me, and she was so enthusiastic about my music. And after that first meeting, I was just over the moon. Like, I couldn't believe that Julie Wolf had listened to my songs and she'd actually liked them, and that she was just as excited to work with me as I was to be working with her. And working with her was just a dream come true. Her guidance and expertise were absolutely invaluable to this project. The team she put together included folks who have worked with some of my idols like Ani DeFranco, the Indigo Girls, Carly Simon, and Dave Matthews Band. And she also was a resident producer here at Fantasy Studios, which was beyond my wildest dreams to actually record at this world-class studio. I mean, the walls here are lined with gold and platinum albums by records like by Journey, Counting Crows, Otis Redding, Santana, Blues Traveler. The list goes on and on. And everybody was so kind and supportive and so enthusiastic about my music. So making this album was an awesome ride, and I learned so much and I grew so much, and it just kept exceeding my expectations at every opportunity. And it's been such a wonderful experience to write these songs and go through the journey of recording them. And I'm so thrilled with how they turned out and to be at this point where I actually get to share them with people. And I just hope that you enjoy listening to them as much as I enjoyed recording them. I'm Bekka Barnett, the Urban Minstrel. Thanks for listening.
And 5, 4, 3.
I'm Bekka Barnett, the Urban Minstrel, and I just finished recording my second album, Rise. When I was young, I had a lot of difficulty connecting with my emotions. But I found that if I would listen to certain songs, the tears would just come. And I didn't know what I was feeling or why I was feeling it, but it was such an important release. It was like a miracle. So music has always been about connecting with emotions for me. And I always wanted to write songs because I grew up listening to these amazing songwriters like James Taylor, Joni Mitchell, Carole King, and Billy Joel. And I just loved their songs so much, and I wanted to do what they did. But I felt like I didn't have anything important to say. So, of course, I took piano lessons when I was a kid, but of course I hated them and I quit. But then my senior year of high school, I decided that I really wanted to learn in order to accompany myself so that I could sing, because I really loved to sing. So I studied with a teacher for a year, and I learned a lot, and I worked on some cover songs, and I would play them a lot backstage. I was a total drama geek in high school, and I really enjoyed that. And thank God I ended up at Mills College, surrounded by wonderful, powerful, beautiful women. And a couple of those women that I became friends with were also very talented songwriters. And so we spent a lot of time together, and I loved listening to them play, and I would sing harmonies with their songs. And then one day I just realized that they were just writing songs about their life and things that they were thinking about. And if they could do it, then why couldn't I? So I really have them to thank for my first fledgling songwriting attempts. But once I started writing my own songs, I was immediately hooked. Writing songs has allowed me to express my emotions in a way that is difficult to do in day-to-day life. You know, our culture is set up in a way where it's really fast-paced. It's really fast-paced, and there's not a lot of time to deal with things like emotions. But in the space of a song, you suddenly have permission to feel whatever it is you're feeling and to express it fully. And that's kind of the power and the magic of music for me, is that it creates this space that you can fill. So I've been able to use it as an outlet. I'm going to try that again. So I've been able to use it as an outlet, and I'm so thankful. I don't know where I would be without it, probably in an insane asylum or something, but thankfully I do have it, and I love it. There's nothing else like it. And then I think the rest we did with this shot. Do so much cutting.
And 5, 4, 3.
Writing songs has allowed me to tap into my emotions in a way that it's difficult to do in day-to-day life. It seems like our culture is so fast-paced, and there's just no time to deal with things like emotions. But in the space of a song, you suddenly have permission to feel whatever you're feeling and express it fully. And that's kind of the power and the magic of music to me, is that it creates this space for you to fill. So thankfully, I have it as an outlet, and I don't know where I would be without it. I mean, probably in some insane asylum, honestly, but luckily I have it, and I don't know what I would do without it. There's just nothing else like it. I was a little repetitive, but I think
Listening. It's a wonderful thing. Okay. And action. And action.